Please like, share and subscribe our channel to learn and enjoy our free online educational videos from class nursery to 10. Please click the bell icon to get all new updated videos.
Chapter 3. Separation of Substances. Mixtures and Pure Substances. A mixture can be defined as something that has a variable composition. For example, if you closely observe a sample of soil, you will see that it has many types of components, including tiny grains of sand and remnants of plants. On the other hand, a pure substance always has the same composition. Need for separation. We need to separate the components of a mixture for various reasons, such as to remove the undesirable or harmful components, to remove the impurities as to obtain pure sample of a substance, to separate useful components of a mixture so that each component can be properly used. Upgraded info. It is obvious that during the process of harvesting of crops, food items are mixed with impurities like dust, husk, and small stones. If the pure food item is mixed with impurities deliberately to cheat the customers, it is called adulteration of food. Very often, rice is mixed with small white stones, chili powder is mixed with colored sawdust, and black pepper is mixed with papaya seeds. Not to speak of stones and seeds, greedy sellers mix very poisonous chemicals in food items, such as turmeric is mixed with poisonous chemical to give it an attractive yellow color. Thus, to escape from adulteration, we should always buy good quality food items from reliable shops. Methods of separation. Here are some of the commonly used methods for the separation of undesired substances from a mixture. Hand picking. If the impurity to be separated from the mixture differs in color, size and shape, it can be picked up manually. This method of separation of impurities by hands is known as hand picking. Threshing. The process of separating the grains from the harvested crop plants is called threshing. Nowadays, threshing is done with a motorized machine called thresher. Factopedia. Early threshing machines were hand-fed and horse-powered and with the size of an upright piano. Winnowing. You might have seen a farmer separating wheat grains from husk in a field. The farmer, standing on a high platform, simply allows the mixture of wheat and husk to fall down from a height. The husk, being light, is blown away from the wheat and forms a heap at a distance away from the heap of wheat. This process is known as winnowing. Sieving. Sieving is done to separate solid constituents of a mixture which differ in their size. In this process, the mixture is passed through a sieve. The particles smaller than the holes of the sieve fall down and the bigger ones remain on it. Sedimentation and decantation. If you allow the mixture to stand still for some time, the solid will settle down at the bottom and the liquid will remain over it. This process is called sedimentation, and the solid layer at the bottom is called the sediment. The liquid above the sediment is known as the supernatant liquid. After sedimentation, decantation is carried out by pouring out the supernatant liquid carefully into another vessel, leaving behind the sediment. Upgraded info. Sometimes the suspended particles of a solid in a liquid are very fine. They take a very long time to settle down. For example, the particles of clay in muddy water are very fine and their sedimentation takes a very long time. In this case, loading helps sedimentation to take place quickly. In loading, a piece of alum is stirred into the water. As the alum dissolves, it sticks to the fine clay particles and makes them heavier. Then they settle down quite easily. Filtration. Passing a liquid through a filter or a piece of equipment in order to remove particular undissolved substances is known as filtration. Filtration is used to separate solid impurities from a liquid. Evaporation. The process by which liquids on heating convert into vapor form is called evaporation. This process is in fact used on a large scale to obtain common salt. Seawater or lake water contains common salt. Seawater is collected in open shallow beds at high tide. These shallow beds are called lagoons. Factopedia. Painting uses the separation process of evaporation. The wet paint is a mixture of color pigment and a solvent. When the solvent dries and evaporates, only the color pigment is left. Combination of methods. There are some mixtures that cannot be separated by a single method. Such mixtures would need a combination of 2 or more methods for complete separation. For example, the salt can be recovered from the salt solution by evaporating the water. If needed, the water vapor can be turned back into liquid by the process of condensation. Upgraded info. Water treatment plants also use the combination of methods like sedimentation, decantation, loading, and filtration to remove the undesirable impurities from the river water. Once the water arrives at the plant, it is rapidly mixed with aluminium sulfate, that is alum, that helps the impurities stick together to form bigger particles. Next, the water flows into sedimentation basins, where the heavy particles sink to the bottom and are removed. Now, the water travels through large filters made of sand and gravel. Filtration removes any remaining microscopic particles. Finally, the water is disinfected to protect it against bacteria by chlorination. The clean water is then sent to the overhead storage tanks from where it is supplied through pipelines and we get clean water from taps. Solutions and their types. A homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substances is called a solution. The substance which is present in smaller amount is called solute, and the substance present in larger amount is called solvent. Solutions are of 2 types. Saturated solution. A solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a fixed temperature is called a saturated solution. Unsaturated solution. A solution in which some more solute can be dissolved at a fixed temperature is called an unsaturated solution.